Hi folks. During my third flight lesson, my CFI brother Bill reviewed my progress and the steps required to make a safe takeoff and landing.
You can bang to the left a little bit. Yes. Okay, this is our pre-flight briefing for this morning's flight. We've got the plane fueled and we're ready to go here, so what we want to do is review what we've done and what we want to accomplish in today's flight. And you're doing pretty good. I think you're working towards solo. We've done most of the preliminaries, certainly in terms of pre-flying the plane, takeoff, landings, straight and level flight, turns, coordinated turns, turns about a point, rectangular pattern. Mm-hmm. We've done some stalls up high. We've done simulated engine out. So what we're probably going to do is concentrate on landings today, kind of work on doing that.
Good.
So let's kind of review what we're doing and so forth. When we're ready for takeoff, if this is the runway, what we want to do is make sure in our pre-flight or pre-takeoff configuration, we go through our checklist, make sure our doors are latched, everything's where the comm's working, that all the stuff inside, there's no loose objects going to go flying around, that kind of thing.
Right.
Then what we want to do is we want to do a physical control check with the stick. We'll move the stick and watch our ailerons, make sure they're working right, look at the elevator, and make sure it's going up and down. And it's hard to see the rudder from that position, right. But during the pre-flight we check that.
Yep.
Then we put the brake on and run the engine up. In our case, it's to 4,000 RPMs with this Rotex 503, and turn the left and right mags each way, and it shouldn't drop below about 300 RPMs. It'll drop down about 200 RPMs.
Okay.
So make sure that both cylinders and both spark plugs in the engine are working properly. All right, so we're on the runway. We've done all of our checks. We're pointed straight down the center of the runway, and what we want to do is give it full throttle, smoothly and briskly, but smooth throttle. And as the plane accelerates, what we're going to do is concentrate with our feet on steering the plane and keeping it straight down the runway. Right. When we get to rotation speed, the point at which the plane rotates vertically or longitudinally with pitch up, then we pull back on the stick and the plane will come off the ground at about 40-45 miles an hour. We're just barely flying there. We don't have much. We're just barely flying there. Right. What we want to do is get that airspeed up as quickly as possible. Now, if you continue to hold it back on the stick, the plane would go up like this and might stall. Right. Okay. So what we're going to do as soon as we come off the ground is we're going to push the stick forward just slightly so the plane flies level along the ground, rapidly gaining airspeed. And then when we get to 55 miles an hour, we can pull the stick back and climb on out.
Gotcha.
You really need that airspeed. You've got to keep that airspeed.
Right.
And either your engine provides it, or you push the nose down and glide in.
Right.
And provide it that way. If you're in any kind of an upward climb position, and you pull back on the throttle or your engine fails, you've got to immediately push that nose down.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Because this is kind of the worst situation: is being in a condition where you are slow and close to the ground, and you lose power. And if you don't do something right away, you're going to stall. And when you stall, you lose control of the plane, and it's going to come down.
Right.
And that's where you're going to have your real problem. Okay.
So the key is airspeed, airspeed, airspeed.
Exactly.
You're bringing once you're in a off the ground attitude, you're going to straighten that more level flight to get that airspeed up. When the airspeed up gets to that point where now you can climb, that's when you climb. You don't try to climb out too fast.
Right. Not without that airspeed that's there. And remember, when you do the rotation, you're right just at the point of just flying.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if you lose power, then you're going to come right back down.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's talk about our landings one more time.
Okay.
We have a traffic pattern. This is a left-hand pattern, so the runway's here, and the numbers are here, whatever the designation of the runway is. And so you're coming along this way, maybe a quarter to a half mile away from the runway, flying parallel to it, opposite the direction you're going to land.
Yes.
This would be the downwind leg. And you're looking out over your shoulder here, over your left shoulder, and you're looking at these numbers. Right. And you fly on past it. At about this point in this plane, you can start pulling the power back. You're 1,000 feet. You're going to come in and land here. So you're starting to come down, so your nose is down. and you're maintaining 55 miles an hour. You fly out far enough so that you're going to be able to make a left turn, and you kind of judge it and so forth. Now you're on the base leg, and you're going to make your your turn for final.
Going to line it up.
And so what you want to do is anticipate a little bit. If the wind's blowing you a little bit, and make your turn to final. Now you're down to about 300 or 400 feet. You're still flying at 55 miles an hour. And now the big thing here is to have a good, stabilized approach. To get that thing lined up so you have a nice glide slope and you're not having to do too much correction one way or the other.
Right.
And take your time and just concentrate on lining it up and having a steady glide slope. If there's trees or obstacles over here at the threshold, you'll clear those. And then at that point, you really don't need any more power. Okay? All that power is going to do is just push you down the runway.
Gotcha.
Okay?
Yeah.
So we want to come in through a little bit steeply, and because we keep control of the plane this way. If we come in kind of set back and just kind of settling down, we don't have much control over the airplane. We are going to lose airspeed. If a gust of wind catches us, that's not good.
Right.
So we'll keep our nose down, and we're about 50 feet off the ground, and we start to do the round out. Now the stick is neutral or so, and you start slowly pulling it back.
Right.
And the plane rounds out. Now you're down to about 10 feet off the ground. You've got the throttle back, and you're slowing down, and the plane's starting to settle. Right. It's flying level, but there's just not enough speed to keep it up.
Right.
So as it settles, you pull back slowly, 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 and then just as the wheels touch, the stick ought to be back
Got
here.
it back
Okay?
here.
Yeah.
Yep.
Now the tendency a lot of times is to come in and you're still 10 feet off the ground.
Right.
And you're pulling way back. You don't want to do that. Okay.
Right.
So if after the round out or during the round out, the plane starts to come up or whatever, just stop and hold it. It'll settle back down. If you try to go forward with it, it'll happen so quickly you'll come down and you might hit the nose wheel.
Gotcha.
Okay. So doing the round out, you're pulling the stick back slowly, slowly, slowly. The plane's coming down. If you think pulling it back some more is going to kick your nose up, or if it starts to kick up, just stop and hold the stick.
Right.
And just wait.
Let it
1, 2,
Yep.
3. It'll start to settle, and then it'll start to go. Then you can resume
Gotcha.
your pulling back on the stick until the plane gently settles down.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Now, if it bounces, if you come in and you have so much vertical speed downward that it bounces and then comes back up.
Yep.
If it's a shallow bounce, it's not too big of a deal.
Right.
If it comes in and really bounces up high,
Right. Where
What's-
now you're going to lose airspeed. as it's
right,
going
exactly.
up.
Then you're going to come down real hard. So
Right.
either you need to go ahead and give it throttle and go round.
Right.
Okay. Or after you practice a lot and really get good at it, you can give it a little bit of throttle and then it'll settle back down.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Yeah. The key is you want to keep that airspeed right until you're ready to
Right.
touch down. When you're up here and you start losing that airspeed again, then you're going to.
Right.
So
if
you've
you
got
hit
nothing.
stall, you're real close to stall.
Right.
And then you lose control of the plane. The plane's just simply going to stop flying
Yep.
and come down.
Yep. See. All right, let's go flying.
Look who got promoted to the front seat. Yes, that's me.
Okay, wind still should be coming from the west, I believe.
Yep, I think so. Although when we flew over that thing a minute ago, it was just about straight vertically up.
Oh, okay.
So your choice, whichever one you want to take off on.
Well, I think I'd rather take off to the east.
Okay,
Right?
because it's smoother down there, and you
Yeah.
have actually a little bit longer runway, don't you? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, I think you're right. I want you to notice we've mowed this runway for you here.
Yeah, nice. Tell you what, you guys are top notch. Well, the weather's beautiful, the runway is nice and smooth, sky is clear, passenger is strapped in and not too scared.
Not barfing on your neck yet.
Okay, so we're coming up close to the hose here at this end
Right.
of the runway. We're going to slow it down and make our turn. Okay, so now we're going to do one last check here of flight controls.
Right.
Right, left, right, okay, elevator, good. Okay, everything locked.
Doors are locked. Yep.
Doors are locked, everything ready to boogie.
Yep.
I'm not
All right,
quite
you're-
straight, but I will get straight here.
Your takeoff, I'm going to be on the controls with you.
Okay, Sounds good. Okay, yellow high wing. Nancy, Whiskey, 25, Whiskey Delta. I messed up too many whiskeys. I got too many whiskeys. Okay, ready for takeoff.
Ready for takeoff. "30, 35, 40, pull the stick back, 45, 50. Yeah, good, climb out at 55. Level your wings. There you go. Yeah, the air's a little bit warmer. It took us just a little bit longer to get off the ground. We had a little bit shorter takeoff because we turned early. We didn't have as much runway.
Yeah.
Level your wings. There you go. All right, let's go up to 1,000 feet and head over towards Lynn's.
Okay. Okay, I'm going to pull it back a little bit.
Yep.
Okay, I'm gonna turn right here.
All right. There you go. It's smoke straight in front of you. Looks like it's coming just about straight up.
Yep. 70 miles an hour, so we got the wind behind us a little bit, huh?
No. I think you're just flying fast.
Okay, 5,100 RPM here.
Yep. Alrighty, you know where you're going?
Well, I'm trying to look for limbs. That's it right down there, right?
Yep, look at your GPS.
Yep.
It should
4.5 miles.
give you a bearing and a track.
Okay. Bearing is 228.
Okay, and what are you tracking?
I think we're tracking 180.
Alright, what do you need to do?
Got to turn right.
Yep,
and
I think so.
Okay. Okay. Are you gonna make a right downwind or left or what?
Well, no, let's go over and fly over her place
Okay.
first, then we'll.
All right, let's come right here.
And you can land either way at her field. There's basically no wind up here.
I overshot it a bit here, but we can fix that.
All right.
I'm too far to the right now.
All right. How far does it say it's away?
2.9 miles.
Okay. If you look off there, you can see the hangar. Off to the right just a little bit. Straight ahead.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I see it. Yeah, we're down to 750 feet.
Right.
Here.
That's why we're bouncing around a little bit. Was we're close to the ground. Those thermals are coming up, and it's bouncing us a little bit.
Right.
I'll tell you, we don't have a whole lot of time because we're bouncing around. Let's just do a straight-in approach for runway 27. We'll line up and do that.
Okay.
And then just wave at Lynn for a minute and head back off. How's that sound?
Sounds good.
Okay, straight-in approach 27. I'd pull that throttle right on back.
Okay.
My airplane, I've got it.
Yeah, thank you.
We're going to need to do it because we're bouncing around here.
Yeah.
This is a narrower field. They got the trees on the right.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I'm not ready for this.
All right, I'm a little fast, but it's long.
Yeah.
It's long enough.
250 feet, coming down to 200 feet.
And just let it settle, let it settle, let it settle, let it settle, let it settle down.
Okay.
Okay, a little break, please.
Yep.
Your airplane.
Okay.
Why don't we taxi back up and just say hi to Lynn? We'll wave at her. She's working on that S7 she bought.
Okay.
Ask her brother.
Rain, I'm so happy that you're learning, and I really would love to get this to do myself. So when we get up that chance.
Turn the audio up on the radio so we can hear if anybody's coming into us.
Okay.
Okay, your takeoff, I'm going to be on the controls with you.
Yeah, I want you to be tight. The trees are daunting here.
Yeah.
Let me just straighten up. Okay. All ready? Everybody strapped in?
Doors are closed?
Doors are closed and latched.
Right.
Okay, we're going to go full throttle and take off.
Right.
Ready.
There's 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. Pull back on the stick. Rotate. Now push forward on the stick just a little bit. Now you're at 55. Go ahead and climb out.
Okay.
Very good. Go ahead and climb up to 1,500 feet.
Okay. Will do.
And we're going to head to the practice field, and if we're above 1,500 feet, it'll probably be smooth.
Okay.
Okay, when we're doing this, we're still scanning the sky, the horizon a little bit, looking for other airplanes, right?
Yeah, I haven't been as much as I should be, but I'm
Well,
to work on that.
I've been doing it, but you know what's happening is we're loading more and more stuff on you as a pilot to do things, to manage the plane, manage the sky, the radio, the throttle, and all that stuff. So the workload increases.
Yep.
But you're doing real well.
Thank you.
All right, we're about 1,500. Let's try to stay right around 1,500, within 100 feet of that, and do a complete circle right around here, turn about a point.
Okay. Okay, gently. I'm going to make a turn left.
All right. That's very nice turn. You're perfectly coordinated. Still losing altitude.
Yeah.
All right, what I'd like you to do, this completes the one turn. I'd like you to go fly straight ahead, go up, make a U-turn, and we're going to go back and do the same thing, except we're going to do it the other direction around. We're going to do it clockwise. And I'd like you to go ahead and pick an altitude. Go ahead and climb up a little higher if you want to, and try to maintain that altitude.
Yes. What did we say, about 2,500 or where?
Well, let's go to 2,000 and see what happens there.
Okay. Or 1,000.
When we took off from Lynn's there and climbed up, it seemed to smooth out about 1,500. Now the thermals are kind of chasing us up a little bit.
Yes.
We'll just set up for 1-8. I think that's the preferred runway this morning.
How about if I make a big turn too while I'm doing this?
Yeah, good idea.
And we want to turn right here.
Yep.
Turning right. Okay,
Nice climbing turn. You need just a slight amount more right rudder.
okay,
Right there. Okay.
gotcha.
All right, let's go down here and try to do that circle again. We'll do it the opposite direction. We'll go around it clockwise from the top.
Okay,
Okay, great. 2,000 feet. Let's see if we can maintain that altitude
okay,
all the way around the circle. Okay, now you're at 2,100 feet.
yeah, I was looking at this vertical and yeah, it's not as easy as it looks, McGee.
No, it's not. When you do this for the test or whatever else, go way out, give yourself a big radius. It's much harder to do when you're right over the center of what you're trying to circle.
Okay, I'm gonna take the radius a little wider and get back into it again here.
Okay. All right, you're at 2,200 feet, almost 2,200 feet. There you go. You pulled the throttle back a little bit, right?
Yes.
Right. That's your problem was you were running 5,700 and trying to do all this stuff, and you were slowly climbing. There you go.
Yeah, I cut it a bit close here, but I'm trying to get to the right altitude and not be diving here.
All right. Sometimes you have to use the throttle just a little bit if you need to.
I cut a little close here.
There you go. That's good. Very good. You're right at 2,000, 55 miles an hour. Nice steady bank, right over the edge.
Okay.
Your throttle's right at just above 5,000 RPM.
Yep, about 5070.
Yeah. All right, see, that's just about perfect cruise level, straight and level for us at 55 miles an hour, right?
Yeah.
Now you're climbing just a little bit.
Yeah, see, it shows it's not, but you see it here, it is.
Yeah, that VSI is a lagging indicator.
Okay.
It's going to be, it might be 10 seconds behind what's actually happening.
Yeah. Tell you what, let's head back
Okay.
after this end of this turn here.
And that's very good. Keep your, you keep your speed between 50 and 60 at 55. That's a good speed for the airplane.
Okay.
Now, if it's real bumpy and you're bouncing around, you don't want to be going at 70 miles an hour because it really puts a lot of stress on the airplane. All right, here we are down here at 1,800 feet. We just hit the thermals.
Yeah. Okay, coming up on 700 feet.
You may want to go ahead and give it a little power and go on further down and
Okay.
extend our downwind a little bit. Since we're bouncing around, let's get a nice, good, steady, stabilized approach to 27.
Okay.
And unfortunately down here, we're going to get these bumps. All right, my airplane, let me have it.
Okay. Yeah, thank you. Base.
Right. And we're way downwind here.
Yeah.
And I overshot it.
Yeah, not much, a little bit, yeah.
But sound far enough away that it's no big deal.
Yeah,
And these bumps, see, make it a little bit more difficult to control the plane.
right.
And we can bleed this speed off in the last 100 yards or so.
Gotcha. Okay.
But you notice I'm working the throttle.
Yes. And we're still at about 250. We're going to dump it down here. Okay, took the throttle off. Now we're dumping it down to come close to the runway. And we're just letting it flutter and fly, and Bill's going to drop it right down there. Perfect. Perfect. Nice and smooth. I'll give a little break.
Yep. Okay, your airplane.
Okay. Well, thank you. This has been another great lesson.
Good. Well, you're really improving, and you're. I mean, I can tell you're gaining confidence in yourself, and you're in command of the airplane. I don't know. You remember the first time we did the turns about a point, and the difference between that and today. You're really much better. Now what we're doing is refining your skills a little bit.
I hope you enjoyed this video. If so, hit the like button. Subscribe if you haven't. And as always, I appreciate your comments. So please join me on my next adventure. Until then, take care.